Hi everyone, my name is Phyllis and I'm the owner of Mad Moody Quilting Fabrics. Oh! Alright, so we are coming into the show season. I've mentioned it a couple times in the last couple of weeks. And I'm bringing in some new collections will be arriving shortly, and I have some new notions in. So let's some of the products are not technically new and innovative, but they have been requested. So the first one is this magnet pin. I had a client that asked me if I could get these in. I said I would. And the magnet pin caddy, it has a lid, so it shows you with the lids on, the lid off. So I brought those in, so I have to phone my client and let her know that they're in. This has been around for this product has been around for a long time. And it snaps onto a ruler, as you can see. And I think it takes some pressure off of your hands, maybe off of your shoulders and your elbows and your wrists. So I had a client of mine request me to get this in. I said, no problem, I'll bring them in. Hers has been put aside for her. I have one left. I've tried them, and I should try it again, but like I said, when I first tried it, I was much younger. I felt like I was at like I didn't have control of the ruler the same way. I might try it. I might actually spray it with the grippy glue on the, the grippy glue that I had shown a few weeks back. I would maybe spray the ruler and then use that, and that would help. That would help quite a bit, especially on the hands, because you really got to stretch those hands out. So anyways, I digress, sorry. All right, so a new product came in. I was bringing in the wool mats, and this one came up as a suggestion from my wholesaler, and so I brought them in. It is a wool mat cleaning tool, and I've tested mine out. I'm really liking it. I do a lot of paper piecing or foundation piecing, and I've got little, like, I'm constantly ironing when I do that very quickly. I'm doing the pieces and cutting, and a lot of lint ends up on my wool mat, my wool ironing mat. And I've used this on it, and it takes off all those lint and any fibers from the wool also. It takes it up and just kind of cleans up the mat surface very nicely. So this is a new product. I really like mine. Now, I have had, it's So Emma patterns and another book in. So when I saw this one, I said, oh yeah, this is really great. We're always looking for patterns for jelly rolls. So Simply Jelly Rolls. That's what this one is. The patterns in here are sweet and really beautiful patterns. I mean, just the one on the cover is just gorgeous. I've put this book aside for myself. I mean, look how beautiful they are. So I think most of these, if I remember correctly, I've kind of browsed through the patterns. So I really like these patterns, this designer patterns. The reason is because they're well written and they're beautifully illustrated, and the pictures of the quilts that they put into are beautifully photographed, really well thought out. They have the size. They tell you what fabrics they've used in their sample. And then they say how many strips or how many half yards you would need of each of these fabrics, blah, blah, blah. And then they give you all the cuttings. So it's all there. Like, it's all there with illustrations. They give you layout illustrations, very, very, very well done. The finished blocks. And then you've got your layouts. So they've done a really great job doing these quilts. I've had, I think it's called a half yard quilts. So every pattern takes so many half yards and then some background fabric. But this one takes a jelly roll, and it looks like all of them take 30. I think I saw one at 36. I think I saw one at 32. I think there was one at 38, 32. So basically every quilt that's in here, it takes one jelly roll and so much yardage for the background of the quilts. And they do give you a quantity of what you would need for binding for each quilt and for backing for each quilt. It is all in yards, but us Canadians know how to convert yards to meters. So it's pretty easy to read the pattern. So one jelly roll and so much backing based on each pattern that's in here. All right, so that's that. Now, the last three, no, I have a couple more things to show. So this pattern is new. It's from Canuck Quilter Designs. I just brought, they have multiple patterns. This one caught my eye. I thought I would bring this one in because I've never had this designer's quilt patterns in the store before. I've seen them. I've gone, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, yaddy daddy. But I've never seen their quilt patterns, like the pattern, the way it's been written. So I brought this one in. I think I will go back and shop for some of their other ones because this one is sweet. The instructions are well laid out, easy to follow. So if this is the example in this pattern, if this is the example of all the writings that they've done, I will bring in more for sure. Now, this is a new product. I have ordered all the different shapes of this new product. This was the only one that was not on back order. Everything else was on back order. So it is, I'm waiting for them. I hope they come in. So it says here, foundation papers for 50 different paper pieced scrappy triangles. Now they say triangles, but let's be realistic. It's a half square triangle. Okay, so one side is multiple pieces, and each one of these, and these are big this year. They just got launched at QuiltCon, I think it was. I think it was QuiltCon. See, this one is not the, see how this one is different than this one. Let me see if I can look at this one. So this one is different. So there's 50 different ones in here. They say for a baby quilt you need 49 different blocks. You have 50. So you would need one of these to make a baby quilt. The baby quilt that they're suggesting is 7 by 7, so 7 blocks across, 7 blocks down, and it measures 42 by 42. They say you need 2 of these to do a 60 by 60, square throw, a small throw by 54 by 66, you would still need 2. A large throw, 66 by 78, they say you need 3. A twin, you need 3. A queen, you'll need 6. And a king, you will need 6. 6 packages. Okay, so they give you some suggestions on how many of these pads you would need to be able to make whatever size quilt that you would want to make. So very interesting, great concept, so much fun. All right, the last things I'm going to show you today is these patterns. Now, these patterns, I brought them in to the store in the fall of 2024. So I think they came in end of September, beginning of October. I am on my 3rd order of these. They are very popular. I'm not the only store across Canada that has them, but I'm selling well. They've sold well. And these quilts are all on my bucket list, of course. So, the first one I want to show you is the quilting bee. Now these patterns that I'm showing you are all from Lori Holt, Bee in My Bonnet company. Let's be realistic. Lori Holt patterns are phenomenal. Her fabrics are phenomenal. I do have cookbook of about 20 bolts. I think I'm down to 19 bolts left, but I brought in cookbook, 20 bolts of them. They're selling okay. I'm in Quebec. I think people are more interested here in Quebec. They know her patterns, not necessarily her fabrics, but she has beautiful fabrics too. And I wish I could bring it all in, but I can't. I have to pick and choose. So this one is called the Quilted Witch. So she gives you a list of how much you would need for each. She's given you the numbers of her collection. So the fabric numbers that she has on the back are for her fabrics, for her collections. But I'm sure that those of you who have been quilting for many, many years have nice stashes. And this is a stash buster quilt as far as I'm concerned. And that's what I'm going to do when I get around to doing this. I'm just going to take and fill in the colors that I'd like to place inside this quilt. And then I would probably buy yardage for the background because I would want the background to be uniformed in this case. I know I have told people, oh yeah, you can use multiple backgrounds to make your background scrappy also. And I've seen quilts done up that way, and it is very eye-catching. But in this case, I think I would like to keep the background uniformed all from one fabric. So I would just go through my stash, and because the amounts are minuscule. She's got 1, 2, 3... There's 3 blocks where she says there's 3 fabrics for blocks that she says you need a half yard. She's got blocks with 1 fabric that you need 2/3 of a yard. Then she has a 1/3 yard for 2 other fabrics for blocks. She's got so many different fabrics, and she says fat 8ths of each. And then she has fat 1/4s of each and a whole bunch of fat 1/4s. So I'm sure that we could go through our stash and diminish. And it doesn't have to be a fat 1/4. It could be 2 fabrics that add up to a fat 1/4 in that colorway. It's doable. So that is one of them. The other one that I really like is the Quilted Scarecrow. Again, I would make sure my background is uniform and hit my stash as much as possible. Buy what I don't have or cannot fill in, especially like yardage, because that Scarecrow, that blue overalls, I would probably want to make sure, so I'd probably buy the yardage for that. But everywhere I can pull from my stash, I would. And that goes for the witch also. Mind you, the witch has less large quantities of fabric. That she's with the witch, it's more fat eighths, fat quarters. There's only a handful of maybe 5 to 6 fabrics, maybe 7, that takes more than a fat quarter, a half yard or something. So the last one I want to show you, and these are all on my bucket list, my big long, longer than my arm. It's getting taller. My bucket list is getting taller than me, longer than I stand tall. I'm telling you. All right, the Quilted Snowman. Isn't that so sweet? Again, I would buy my yardage. Now the Snowman is all different whites, printed whites with dots and music and all that kind of stuff. And so it's printed fabric for, yeah, you can kind of see that when I get up close and personal. So she's again has the fabrics on the back, and this one I think is the bigger of the, so the sizes, I did not give you the sizes. For the Quilted Snowman, we're looking at 87.5 by 97.5. So nice size, nice size. The Scarecrow is 80 by 85.5. So the Scarecrow is again a fairly, this one's bigger than this one. And like I said, the size is very reasonable. Okay, and this one is 76.5 by 89.5. So just a different dimension, but fairly good size. And like I said, these are on my bucket list. I don't know when I'll ever get to all the stuff that I want to do. Whew. So that's it for tonight. I will put all the links down below if you want to see more of these product launches, or however you want to word it, or you want to check out my tutorials and tutorials coming, because I've got stuff in the pipeline. I'm always looking for things that I can demo and things I can do, and I'm in the process of writing another 4-meter quilt. Excuse me. The blocks are all tested and done. I have not yet had a chance to sit down and actually write the pattern, so I'm hoping soon, and as soon as it's written and ready to launch onto the website, I will be doing a quilt along with that one also. I've got other ones in the pipelines. I've got other ideas in the pipelines, so I hope that you will ring the bell, subscribe, and follow along with me when I do my tutorials or quilt-alongs or whatever. So we'll see you the next time. Happy quilting. Bye-bye.